It's time to awaken from this nightmare. I'm Meek Nomicon, and we found a Monarch. No! Amy catapults out of her nightmare, with a scream lodged in her throat. She clutches the front of her shirt, her heart bashing against her ribcage like a trapped bird, trying to escape confinement. The room coming into focus as she blinks away tears. She's left shaking as she glances at the familiar belongings strewn about in the room. The only source of light comes from a computer in the room. She presses her hand against her forehead. What a horrible nightmare. But that's all it was. Just a nightmare. Even so, she can't shake the feeling that it felt so real. Amy gives a quiet sniffle as she looks at the sleeping figure next to her, his eyes fluttering in his sleep, and relief floods into her at the sight of him. She gently reaches out and lets her hand drift through the soft strands of his hair. He's here. He is okay. She's glad she woke up. Oh, well, I guess then our nightmare was either about him leaving or dying. The man beside her stirs when she withdraws her hand with that last thought, a frown settling onto his features as both eyes pop open, and she can't help but let out a quiet laugh as he brings her hand back and places it on his head. That is my hand now. Please don't remove it. Oh, is it now? She tilts her head curiously at him, easily falling into their typical banter, despite the horrors she endured while she slept. Her fiancé gives a very serious nod. I put a ring on it. See? Right there. He taps a finger against the engagement ring, which consists of a pretty silver band designed to look like intertwining vines that hold a butterfly at the center. The butterfly's wings adorned with blue sapphire gems. It's how I found you. Theo explained after his failed attempt to bring out the ring during his proposal, with her settled onto his lap. She'd been so excited that she flat out jumped into his arms before he could even fully get down onto one knee, not even bothering to see the ring, and automatically shouting yes. Ah, a sign of true love. You don't even care what the ring looks like. He had continued on. I trailed after one of these little guys, and next thing I knew was you were standing there. As soon as I saw you, I thought, damn, why is that girl standing out in the rain without an umbrella? There's a department store selling them right there. He laughed, and she lightly whacked his arm. It's a memory Emmy cherishes even now as she watches him drop his hand, snuggling deeper into his pillow. So, what woke you up? A dream, maybe? Oh, I know. It was a sexy dream about me, wasn't it? He then wiggles his eyebrows. You'll have to reach a little lower than that if you want to get my engines revved, but that's okay. I'll let you try again. Bad Theo, behave! This is PG right now, until we get to the blood, guts and murder. Emmy rolls her eyes at him, but at the topic of her dream, she swallows hard. A knot forms in the center of her throat. It was horrible. I had a dream you died, and I was stuck somewhere. I couldn't get to you or to your body. Her bottom lip trembles as she recalls the nightmare in its entirety. The crushing horror of the man she loved being dead, but out of reach, her hands chained and bound to some wall. She feels Theo reach over and rub her back. Then, she's drawn down and into his arms, his familiar scent surrounding her as she burrows her face into his chest. He smells and feels like home. Why do I get a bad feeling that it's gonna turn out that this part is actually the dream and our nightmare is reality? This feels far too wholesome. I don't think it's gonna last. I know, I'd cry too. My life insurance payout would be really goddamn tiny. Your finances would never recover from this house loan alone. He shudders, and she can't help but laugh, winding her arms around him. She's glad that he's here. I love you, Theo. I love you too, my anxious little sugar plum. He kisses the top of her head, and she feels his breathing slowly fall into rhythm. Emmy, too, feels her eyes slowly start to close. I goddamn knew it! We're tied up in a basement, aren't we? And when they open again, she finds a faint light hitting her from a distant window. When she looks over, she finds Theo lying there. Good morning, Theo, she whispers, her voice soft and quiet, a little raw from years of due to lack of use. I had a dream about you. A nice one. Would you like to hear it? The man lying next to her doesn't respond, his body just out of reach, the soul remaining inside of it long gone. She closes her eyes as she leans against the wall, her wrists and ankles chained to the concrete. You were lying next to me in our bed. I woke up because I had a nightmare, and you were there to comfort me like you used to. I got to hold you again and hear your voice. I miss your voice. The corpse of her fiancé doesn't say a word, but he listens, her only companion in this cold basement. Overhead, she can hear the floorboards creak. The person upstairs who killed her fiancé and who locked her down here right next to his lifeless body, likely making breakfast and getting ready for the day. It's about half an hour before she hears the creak of the basement door. Emmy looks up and into the face of her captor, and at the engagement ring Theo gave her, resting right on her captor's wedding ring finger. God damn, you even stole my wedding ring? This had better be continued. I need to know who that captor is. Oh, man. Do you know, it feels incredibly cruel. I mean, not only did they kill our fiancé, they've left us next to his corpse. Oh, we've got to be basically mentally destroyed by this point. I mean, didn't they mention that we've actually been down here for like years or something? So he's essentially, he's going to be a skeleton at this point, right? God damn. I do wonder that if it's going to end up being something like the person that killed him and captured us was someone that was obsessed with Theo. Because I mean, that would be the main reason they just stole the engagement ring, right? Because they were annoyed that Theo gave it to us and not them. Could be. Oh, I definitely want to see out who the captor was going to be, though. Well, if you enjoyed your time here, I'd really appreciate you to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Overnight was a spooky day, and I'll catch you next time, guys.